God, that sounded awful. That was a horrible tattoo impression. But hey, I tried. Everybody tries. Hi guys, it's Amanda here, your cutie of carnage, here on channel Sundown. Today, guys, we are doing a film review. Yes, I am back from my little short break. I had to take a break due to health reasons, and I am back. And today, we're going to be talking about Fantasy Island. Yes, Blumhouse Fantasy Island. You guys know that this film is based on the 1970s TV show of the same name, Fantasy Island. If you guys never seen this show, it was an older 70s show that my grandparents used to watch. I've seen a couple episodes too, and it's a very fantasy kind of adventure kind of show. Well, this film is kind of a horror version, a Blumhouse version of Fantasy Island. The film stars Maggie Q, Lucy Hale, Michael Pena, Austin Stowell, Portia Doubleday, and has a surprise role of Michael Rooker. I saw him in this film. I was like, hey, there he is. I didn't know he was in this. And you guys know this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm going to be very vague when I talk about the film. But the film, of course, starts off just like an episode of Fantasy Island starts. The plane comes in, and it's really funny because the girl who actually is kind of there on the island, the plane comes, she goes, oh, a plane! And she, like, runs. It's kind of like the beginning of the original Fantasy Island. So I thought that was really cute how they did that. And there's a group of very attractive, young, there's two guys who are kind of out there, but they all come to this island, and they say basically a group of people who won a contest. And they won a contest, they had to write down their fantasies, their dream fantasies. So they get to the island, and they show them around and everything, and they're welcomed to the island by a woman who works for the island, and she kind of shows them around and stuff. They then get introduced to the ambassador of the island, the man himself, Mr. Rourke. You then learn about the rules of the island. The first rule is that there's only one fantasy per guest. One guest, one fantasy. That's the first rule. The second rule is that you have to finish your fantasy by rote of the island. You have to go from start to finish. There's no cuts. There's no endings. You have to complete it through and through. The island knows how it's supposed to go. So there's no changing any route or any, it has to go the way the island puts it. And of course, all the guests are like, yes, I'm for that. Let's do it. I want to do this fantasy and get it going. So they all agree. You know, there's no, I'm assuming before they get on the island they sign a lot of papers, because they don't sign anything after he says that. He's like, the beginning to end, they're like, all right. So they like seal it with a high five, I guess. No, they don't high five in the film. I'm just saying, they just verbal agreements. You guys can guess this is a horror version of Fantasy Island. So things get crazy. Things get crazy. Now that I gave a vague description of the film without getting to spoilers, believe me, there's things to spoil, and I'm not going to do it. You know why? Because I'm not going to spoil it, because it's a non-spoiler review. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into our pros and our cons of this film. This really is kind of a weak pro, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there because this happens a lot. But I actually like the characters in this film, which it sounds like, oh, well, that's kind of a cheap pro. But no, believe me, lately I've been watching horror films where I do not like most of the characters. And this film actually, I mean, there was a few characters I was kind of like, ugh. So there's that. Again, another pro of mine that has to do with the characters. I was so happy that they actually had a gay character in this film that was not the gay character. Like, I liked it. Like, when you start watching it, you know, one of the brothers, one of the characters, one of the brothers are gay, and you don't really know that he's gay until he's like, hey, I like guys, and it's not like, hey girl, like, it's not that cliche that they always do in horror films, because they always have that one gay friend, and they kind of use the whole cliche aspect of just like, oh, he likes makeup and stuff. And I just liked it how he was a man who liked men. They didn't play on this stereotype. And I like that. Like, that really made me feel good because he was a guy who liked men. He wasn't this character, this joke. He wasn't the comedy. Him being gay wasn't the comedy. He was just a guy who was a brother who liked men. He was gay. And so that was a thumbs up for me. So I really, really liked that. My next positive is I really liked how the stories kind of connected with each other. I was kind of like, wow, this really isn't too bad. Like, the story's kind of connecting. It wasn't as campy as I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to, you know, go ahead and like camp it up and make it kind of like a spoof and what have you, but it wasn't. They actually dove into the story and they kind of moved things together, and it was interesting. As, you know, odd as the story is, it was really intriguing. I was just like, huh, really? That's different. Another positive is I really thought this film was predictable. I really did. I predicted the whole film through and through, and then some things happened that were predictable, but in other things I was just like, I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't expect that to happen. So that was a positive in itself. But my main positive, my last positive is going to be, I'm not going to say what exactly, but the whole ending. The whole ending. I'm not going to say why, but the whole ending, I was just like, alright. Oh, okay, Fantasy Island, there you go, okay. Okay, guys, now that I said my positives, because I always like to start on the up, I'm going to get to my negatives. So here it is, my negatives about Fantasy Island, the shit that is not good. That was a no for me. That was a no. My first negative, that I could not stand the two brothers at first. It was so cliche. You know, they got off the plane, they're like high-fiving each other, and they're like, hey bro, and they were like trying to be funny, and they weren't. They were annoying. But now I kind of look at it, I'm kind of like, not getting into the film, but they kind of established more of the relationship, and then you kind of like them a little more. But my first negative is going to be the two brothers. They were so annoying. And that goes into my next negative, is the comic relief wasn't funny. Like, the film wasn't funny. Like, there was no, like, the comic relief, the kind of jokes that they said were not funny. The two brothers were not funny. The little girls weren't funny. Like, the comedy was not there. So that was kind of a turn off, because had the movie been funny, I think it would have jumped, you know, up a little bit on my radar, but it wasn't funny. So I was fairly annoyed with some of the jokes, and some of the stuff was fairly annoying, but I could be just stuck up. Maybe, I don't know. My last negative is going to be, there's some parts that I thought could have went there. It was kind of slow. Honestly, there was one storyline I just didn't really like feel as much. That was kind of like, come on now, like, let's get to it. Alright guys, so those are my pros and my negatives. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my verdict for the film. Yes, my verdict. What I thought about the film. I've been putting this film off for a minute now. I watched this movie. I thought I was going to hate it. And I'm not shitting you. I actually surprisingly really like this movie. I like it. Like, I thought I was going to hate this movie. I thought I was going to be like, screw you. Or go home, you're drunk, Fantasy Island. But honestly, like, I was really surprised about this film. This film actually was a lot. I mean, it's not fantastic. It's not great, but it wasn't shit either. I thought it was gonna be shit, and it's not. Like, it's not the best of the year, but it's by far not the worst of the year. Fantasy Island, you weren't a big piece of shit that I thought you were. So sorry for judging too soon before I saw you. But yeah, I don't know if we'll go on a second date, Fantasy Island, but you'll get a text. At least. Hello. Like, I don't know how those go. I need to find more analogies. Anyways, guys, that is my very vague, non-spoiler review of Fantasy Island. I hope y'all check it out. Y'all should. It's on Amazon. That's why I got it. Amazon, Vudu. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry I took a big break. I had some health stuff I had to take care of. But I'm slowly but surely getting back to things. I am filming a lot of reviews this week, so y'all stay tuned. And I have a live stream I'm planning. Thank you so much for sticking by me and supporting me and being there. I really appreciate it. Make sure that you remember to like, if I can point right, like these videos and subscribe to my channel. Like and subscribe to my channel. And guys, what did you think of the film? Do you think I'm too nice about the film? Do you think the film is fantastic and perfect? And I forgot to name reasons why? Comment below and tell me what you think. Comment below and tell me your opinions. Anyways, guys, until next time, bye. Bye. Cut. I just realized that that's a mouth open. I don't have my glasses on. It's just that poster's a mouth open. Just I just now saw that. Oh man. Whew. Amanda, you need to catch up.